And welcome to the $25,000 added Ohio Open. It's the second day of the fourth U.S. Pro Billiard Series event, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. We have 60 players for this event, and this is a second round winners match between Torsten Hohmann versus James Davee. We are at the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio, the place to be for pros and amateur pool players. Game is 10 ball, 2 races to 4. And this is George Deja and Jeremy Jones in the booth.
Hey, George.
Bringing the live action. Jeremy, here we go again.
Yeah, should be a good match. Of course, Thorsten a little favorite, of course, but I think a guy that also is kind of, in the last 3 or 4 years, the 10 was tracking there, but kind of rejuvenated his game. Probably looking for a big win here soon.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty close. He knocks at the door here and there, and it just doesn't seem to go right for him.
Well, it's a tough to win, you know. So
and
tough sport to win.
This is the fields have been just loaded with talent. This is the fourth event, like I said, and each one has had 7, 8, 10 players at close to the 800 Fargo, 790 Fargo. But 2 races to 4, folks. If each player wins a set, they go to a spot shot shootout. Winner breaks, 30-second time clock, 30-second extension. Torsten eased that one in, didn't he?
Well, he did a lot of things there. He made a great shot, but he used part of the pocket to be able to track the cue ball up and down. You notice it hit the thin side of the side, so that was all about the cue ball and a great opening shot.
Yeah, on a shot like that, you almost always want to bring the cue ball a little bit closer to the 3, but you're afraid of overdrawing it, so he studded it perfectly.
And Thorsten's definitely a guy that will work through the rack. You know, he'll sacrifice a little distance to keep the right angle.
Yeah, an excellent straight pool player.
Plays them all well. I mean, you know, you wouldn't call him a one-pocket player. Not necessarily a bank player, but great 10-ball, 9-ball, 8-ball, straight pool. And he doesn't play those other games bad. They're just not his forte. Now, does he have to draw below here, or is he and create, or can he just play the 5 by the 6?
I think he's going to play short side.
Yeah, I was thinking that he had to do something here. Watch out, 10-ball.
Nice shot.
Yeah, he's got a little bit. Doesn't really have much on the low side of the cue ball here, so if he has to jack up to hold the cue ball, very easy to hit this thick into the bottom rail. It just kind of grabs the ball, so wants to overcut it a hair. Yeah, nice shot.
Nice shot. He'll work through this rack pretty easily with these 5 balls. They're basically all in front of a pocket.
Well, he deserves a reward after getting through the tough part of the rack.
You know, this is the 4th event, and Aloysius Yap won the last one. And I made a comment yesterday that see if he's going to be the first player to win twice. Well, in the second round match last night, after having a bye, he lost to Daniel Schneider, who was playing very, very well. And we'll probably see him tonight at 8 o'clock.
Daniel?
No, Aloysius.
Yeah. Well, Daniel's playing better every week, it seems like.
Yeah, we watched him play great in Vegas. Yeah.
Well, great opening out there by Torsten Hohmann. Davee from Seattle. Tell us a few things. He's got a few wins, right?
He was a finalist in the BCA Championship years ago. He hasn't played pool for 3 years. He broke his back in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, that's brutal.
So
happy to see him back playing.
Trail. Yeah, he's walking around, moving around real well. I was watching him practice and stuff. And he moves the ball, the cue ball, shoots well. Very tall dude. He's like 6'5" at least.
Yeah. And you said he won a senior event of some sort?
No, he was a finalist in the BCA championships.
Oh, okay. was going to say, doesn't quite look old enough to win a senior event.
Yeah.
So.
Plays. He's 51 years old. He's a 709 Fargo. He plays with the Predator Q. Playing with the Revo. Thorsten, of course, is a Hall of Famer. He actually he ranks 4th out of 160 of this Pro Series tournament rankings.
And much better pop there. Talked about it yesterday that when it comes to the good players that struggle on the 10-ball break, it's usually an overhit, trying to smash them a little too much. Thorsten was one of those guys for a little while that, of course, when you can hit him like he can, makes you want to hit him, but didn't really get the most out of the rack at times, you know. So, but I liked, even though he didn't get the results he wanted there, I liked seeing the pop on the break there. And also, we saw a lot of success by some guys that broke from the middle, you know, late in day number 1. So
yeah, we sure did. Balls were breaking good. Now it's a little humid outside right now, so it may have a little effect on these tables in here.
Yeah, and we talked about it yesterday that any time you have an underdog in a match, and we'll say James is an underdog, right? I mean,
well, he's 81 points.
Yeah, well, just, you know, not knowing his titles and knowing who he's playing, easy to say he's an underdog, but
sure,
always need a good little start for the underdog to overcome some of these matches. So
yeah, he started out with a straight-in shot, and he's working his way to this 3-ball. A little off angle, but manageable.
oh, nice draw stroke there.
Yeah, when he was warming up, he hit some draw shots that were pretty spot on.
Not sure the 5 passes the 10, George. You're kind of looking down the line.
No, it doesn't.
He's got an angle going towards that. He may be able to go past it and get to the 5 in the side. As long as he's not scratching, that doesn't look like a bad play because the 6 is real close, right? So as long as he gets a shot on the 5 in the side, that's not too tough. Yeah, it's a good call there, taking your extension.
Well, I think he's calling the side pocket instead of the corner so that he can work his way around for the 5.
Well, that also gets you to the 5 in the side. So doesn't look like running English is the way to go. He can flick this in with a little left.
Careful with the scratch here because he goes right at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he puts a little left, he gets to play it aggressive, and that's a pretty experienced shot right there, right? Using the hit on the ball to change the cue ball line and then killing it with a little spin.
You know, what's funny is I've heard the name before, and you know, I kind of hear this, that, and the other about players around the country.
Oh, didn't expect that.
And his name's come up over the years.
Okay, I'm not sure, depending on how stretched he is. I think he'd like to edge the ball and come back behind the 6. Be surprised if he played the bank. I mean, the bank's on a little bit, but it's not easy. Looks like he's trying to hold the ball and knock the 5 away. Nice shot.
This bounces, he's going to like it a lot.
Yeah, it's nice to have multiple ways to play safe, you know, being the Hall of Famer and so knowledgeable. Like right there, early, he might not have liked edging the ball. You know, edging the ball is a little scary, right?
Sure.
So it's nice to have a couple different ways, you know, with that good brain of Thorsten's to be able to play safe.
That was a well thought out shot.
Yeah, and simple.
Yeah, it's simple, very.
Did he get a kiss and scratch?
Yeah,
It was
sure
a little
did.
snookered there, yeah.
Sure did.
Kind of felt like I heard that.
Kind of like it just drew right off the 5 and then went to the corner.
Oh, okay. I thought it may have gotten a little double kiss on the 5 and gotten cut in the corner. So
May have off the top rail. Start tracking that way.
He should come up for the side here. 7 goes in the opposite side. Oh, that one kind of took off on him.
Well, we have 60 players here, and first prize monies is $15,000 if we had a full field. So we're short 4. It's going to be pretty close to that.
And that's what, when you got to draw the ball, you got to be real touchy, like right there, for instance, right?
Yeah.
You can cheat the pocket on the side, so you maybe want to draw a little wider
Wide,
towards
exactly,
the bottom
yeah,
part
towards-
of the
yeah.
table, so
Totally
you
agree
kind
there.
of widen the angle and give yourself a little room for air.
Well, if it moves in the right line.
Yeah, you know,
Set
and you
across
just have
there,
an
sure.
extra foot of cue ball space, really.
But it's no problem for Torsten to get right back in line.
Man, I tell you, just, you know, we saw a couple matches where we had a very easy to say favorite in the match. I don't think that's the case here. I mean, it's easy to say Hohmann's a favorite, but I think that Davee is very capable. So I wouldn't say that Thorsten should experiment too much in this, but you can gain a lot of confidence, like rolling that 7 in right there.
Sure. I don't see him experimenting much. He pretty much plays
hard against everyone.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. And we're off to break the third game with Torsten breaking the balls, leading 2-0 in a race to 4. Mr. Davee in his seat made the long trip from Seattle, Washington, and he's going to watch Torsten break these balls and try to hold them back.
Looks like the 4 ball's tracking. He's got a nice
right
shot on the 1.
Yeah. Torsten's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, smart guy, stays in shape. Of course, Hall of Famer to be inducted later this year. He's going to get in stroke. I mean, if he keeps playing, he's going to get just better and better back to form and then improve. So
this is all being played on the Predator equipment, the table, the arena lights, the cloth, the balls, the Arco balls. In fact, it's in conjunction with the Ohio State Championships for CueSports International's league play. And you can see the background there. The tables are set up for 7-footers. This is a pretty wide open rack, and he should work right through it. If he just keeps the cue ball in the middle of the table, with the exception of the 8, things should be good.
Didn't get what he wanted on that, but the 7's over the pocket, so he should be able to simplify the shot some kind of way. He still may have to track 3 rails between the 10 and 8 somehow, but
do you just try?
Now, I would just lay on the right side rail. What do you think, George?
That,
2 rails
I would
over
just
here.
use a little bit of left English and run into the 8, come straight up. I don't think he gets behind the 10.
I like this. Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
he caught
that.
the 8.
Just like that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Just run into the 8. He's going to come right up for it. Just perfect.
Yeah, he's okay now. Just one rail to the center.
Yeah, this looks good. This will put him at 3 up. And race to 4. Barring a great mishap.
And there's that
Oh.
rail I was talking about.
That really came. Was he going to come up high enough or 50-yard line? 50-yard
Well,
line.
he's got a bank. He's got an uber thin cut in the side. I do believe it's the cross side bank we're going to see, but I was watching them warm up, the guys, and I saw the rail jump a little, and that's a little moisture maybe coming from a bit of the weather from outside. And of course the table's getting broke in a little bit as well. You can see it right there is, again, just a little bit of boing. Not terrible though.
Well, good recovery. Recovered nicely with that bank shot. Mr. Davee helping John Lehman, our referee, get the balls. Heard the balls in place. He'll rack him with that Predator triangle rack. Love the white glove treatment on the ball. The cue ball gets cleaned every time he racks.
Speaking of which, I was just thinking of that. They've done a great job here. Fresh set every match as far as keeping the balls clean, the tables, everything.
Oh, there's a good view of the ballroom here at the Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio. While the Ohio State Championships going on in the background.
I spoke with a few of the amateurs playing. A lot of them getting started today, but it's going to fill up as we go. And Thorson's broke the balls great. Let's see if he can keep it up. That's the timing I was talking about. May not get the results, but really hit the rack nice.
And, you know, he's had an opening shot every time, even though he broke dry one time, but he's had an opening shot on that one ball.
And this time at the table, of course, trying to fight back, winning 4 in a row. Very doable in our, you know, playing 9-ball or 10-ball.
Yeah, it can happen very quick. Keep in mind, folks, that the 10-ball does count on a combo. Early 10s are permitted and encouraged, and also goes on a break.
I think if he comes down the 2 plays off the 8, I don't think it really maybe, unless he just gets absolutely perfect, like maybe where he's at.
Yeah,
he may just be able to cut it straight in the side.
He's just going to have a little trouble getting on the 3.
He just got to roll it, that's all.
Yeah.
Problem is he's still got a lot of work. No hanger here. Nice shot. And he gained an angle on the 3 to get over a little bit better for the 4, so looks pretty settled to me, George.
He does. He looked comfortable practicing. He looks comfortable at the table right now.
Or even there, he's not tentative, right? He's not steering it.
Full stroke.
Yeah,
Exactly,
he's not rolling the ball in. So
he does what you speak of. I think I just watched him kind of just throw that cue stick through the ball.
Yeah, I watched actually Thorsten release it a little bit actually as well, a few shots. Okay, nice shot. Got a nice natural angle to get to the 6-ball.
Let's see if he can increase his time at the table and move that needle on the scoreboard.
And just stay off the rail with the cue ball if he's drawing over to it. Oh yeah, nice bounce there. It's amazing how much you can recover, even though this isn't a tough situation regardless, but how much you can recover when you keep the cue ball off the rail. You can handle so many angles.
Oh, it is so big. I hate leaving that cue ball close to the rail. It just changes everything. I don't mind shooting with my cue on the rail, but I'd rather have my hand on the table.
Yeah.
Just gives you a better feel of the cue going through it. Well, he made nice work of this rack.
Yeah, he's missed that one ball early that, you know, he'd love to have back, really, but looked very settled. especially not getting to shoot much. I mean, you know, if you get a lot of shots and you kind of make some mistakes, that can certainly hurt you. But when an opponent puts a few on you, that can hurt as well.
We have James Davee to break the balls, trailing 1-3 in a race to 4. He needs the next 3 games to capture the first set and put himself in a position to win the next set and win the match and not go to a shootout. Looks like that break is dry. Not much available on the 1 ball.
No, just, I mean, I guess chip the 1 and come 2 rails. You got to get by the 5 and just lay the cue ball down on the rail. I mean, there are some gaps with the 2, 8, and 7, but the 5 looks like a really bad ball, right? It is
right
to,
in the middle.
Well, it is to get behind the 4.
Yeah.
Here, you just have to settle maybe a foot right of the 10.
And come up behind the 7-2.
Yeah, just settle here on the rail, foot behind the 10, and leave some distance. Again, the 2 is in a bad spot, so you got to leave one heck of a shot for the guy to get back. Yeah, exactly. Right there is where you laid the cue, is where you really should. That should be your aiming point. Really gets by the 5 easily. So.
And the 9 ball could also block the jump shot.
Oh, he's going to catch.
Oh,
he may get fortunate. Okay.
He's going to be okay.
Raise of the hand. He could see he didn't hit his mark.
He hit it too thick. Too much 1 ball there.
Yeah, and a lot of times what that is, George, is you're trying to manipulate it with a little English on the cue ball, and you want the 1 up away from the pocket. Just in case you leave a shot, you don't want the 1 over the hole, so you're trying to play it a hair thicker to get the 1 out in space a little bit.
Well, what was nice about that shot is I actually liked playing that shot that he just played a lot. And what was nice about it, that the thinner he hit the 1, the less speed it would have, and it would probably get behind the 9 ball to take away the jump shot too.
Oh, maybe so, yeah. Well, it's surprising on that jump there. I didn't see much future in it other than, I guess, maybe a safety.
Safety, and he got it.
All right, he's going to hum at this cross corner.
Kick, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to bend the ball a little bit. He could maybe hit before the side, but I think he's got to hit past the side and hit down on the ball. Now the key to this is don't overhit it. Let it take a little bit of that spin so it can bend. Yeah, like that. It still didn't bend enough.
Well, let's see what Mr. Davee does with ball in hand here. 2 ball's a little tricky, so
Yeah,
we'll
the
have some
2
work.
to the 3, to the 2 to the 3 is the trickiest part. The 9 to the 10, you got to work.
I'd have to play position for the 2 in the side pocket, and then kind of come across for the 3. I'd like to come right between the 5 and the 8 for this 2 ball.
Yeah, it depends on how far down he gets, right? So we'll see if he catches 2 rails. I might have come off 2 rails right there between the 5-8, the angle to hit the second rail and come up.
He just pointed with his cue right by the spot where he was trying to go.
Yeah, you got to regroup, because almost nothing more aggravating than taking ball in hand on an open table and really not getting position on that first shot. I don't know what he can do here. Yeah, it looked like he had to separate a little bit. And Davee being from Seattle, I wouldn't doubt he's a bit of a one-pocket player. Big
he
one.
said he doesn't. He says
wow.
he plays just a lot of 8-ball and rotation. He plays league mostly.
Oh, okay. Huge one-pocket city, though.
Yeah, it is. Got a couple of famous players over there, I guess. Or one, anyway. I just forgot his name, actually. The attorney up there.
Harry Plattis.
Harry Plattis, yeah.
He could bank the 2 away, but I think he's supposed to shoot the combo. He's just a little worried about position, but I think he catches a piece of the 10. I'm maybe worried about scratching off the 10, maybe off the 10, off the 4 and scratching. All right, he's playing safe. He's trying to move the ball back down, maybe subtly put the cue ball behind the 6. What a touch. Oh my. Great shot, Thorsten Hohmann, from 9 feet away.
Last second, too.
Yeah.
He took, what, 2 strokes at that? Got down on it real quick.
What a hit.
Yeah, that was great.
May end up giving ball in hand up here. He can hit right by on that second rail. I think he's got to hit it kind of slowly, maybe.
Yeah, just barely go by the 7.
Yeah, the 7 I don't think is a problem, but he's got to hit barely by the 8 if he goes anything long of the 8. Yeah, well, that wasn't easy, And the thing is, anytime you're hitting top English and you're going like at a side angle, like a small angle into the rail, the ball can slide easily.
Well, this could be the end of the first set. Everything is out in the open. Nothing's really tricky. His biggest challenge is what, 4 to the 5?
Yeah, and it really should be kind of over here. The 9 to the 10, maybe the most work.
Yeah.
Just because you can see the 10 in the middle of the back rail, so he's going to have to work the cue ball.
The 6 balls available. Just roll this in. It's really all he has to do. And then work his magic on the last 3 balls after the 7.
Okay, he's going to come 1 rail up. The good thing about this is he can play short side on the 8 later. That's not too bad, just in case he falls a little bit, extreme on the angle on the 7. This is the one he might not want. Does he have to go 1 rail with a high ball?
I think he will. Because if he goes to the left, he does threaten the... I guess he won't threaten it, really, but he could draw it, too. Yeah, he just... the high ball.
Yeah, had to work it a lot, though.
Yeah,
I mean...
He did.
That heavy angle, I'm sure he wanted a little easier angle to move the ball, but showing off them skills. All Nice 3-rail angle here.
One of my favorite shots, especially when it's laying just like that. I just can't see what can go wrong here. Because that you even use the third rail to just really button up your speed. First set. We'll take a break and be back with the beginnings of the second set. There's a man that will be breaking to open the second set after winning the first one, 4-0, Torsten Hohmann. He will be inducted later this year to the ACA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and deservingly so.
Oh, yeah. The hitman.
Cue ball. It's going to be upsetting, and poured a few in as well.
How many times have we seen that just starting yesterday? The player wins the first set 4-0, 4-1. All of a sudden, the second set, they leave an opening, and the opponent comes back, and we go to a shootout.
Yeah, that's right. And it's been the 2-ball consistently on this table that has been a little covered up. Now, this one's not totally covered up like we've seen, but look how the 5 is just making everything a little more tough.
Sure.
You can't get straight on the 2 to hold. Oh, that's going to be maybe too much there. We'll see. Maybe he hit it perfect to be able to hold. But otherwise, you know, if he falls a little short there, he's got to work the cue ball back for the 3. So, can he hold the ball here? It looks like he's drawing it.
I think he's going around all the way around.
Yeah, not a lot of angle though, right? So he felt like not enough to hold it, but not a lot to move it.
Exactly. He's trying. Looks like he was winding up. Let's see. Maybe he changed his mind.
Top inside.
Yeah, he's still throwing the ball.
Nice shot.
Right around.
Nice shot.
Worked it perfectly.
Yeah, it can't be.
Between that 4 and 9, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, he had to take a little chance going there, right? But as soon as he hit it well enough to get by the 10 and had speed, odds are he's going to get shape. So nice play there. He's got to move this out a little bit. The 4 doesn't pass the 9. And didn't get much movement. Caught it a little heavy to the hole.
He's trying to stun down a little further, I think.
Yeah, you could see he caught it a little to the side of the pocket. He wanted to use the side rail there, and think levels out here. Goes back and forth maybe. The cue ball. Looks like an overcut, but
well, that'll give Torsten make things right for himself here. Gets back to the table after breaking, scratching on the break there.
he's going to have to take a little bit of a long shot on the 5. You don't expect him to get super close, even with some high inside. Because this is a little fatter and you think you're not going to be able to really work the ball forward towards the side or something. So head string, a little bit past the head string, I think Thorsten would love. Yeah, getting something like that off of 3 cushions. Yeah, just like that. I think he can follow his ball and go around the 10. Again, won't get as close to the 7 as maybe desired, but still okay.
Well, you got pretty straight on the 7 ball. Kind of nice for that 9.
Yeah, pretty easy to hold. Play the 9 in the lower right. Could come out, play it in the lower left. Could actually draw it for the side. I doubt that's going to happen, but that's the shot I like. I do remember when he won his first World 9-ball title, just came from absolutely nowhere, in a sense. Some Euros knew him, some Germans absolutely knew him, of course, but a lot of us Americans and some other players from around the world didn't see that coming.
Well, here's the first game of the second set. John Lincoln, our referee, just got back from Austria after refereeing the Pro Series tournament in Austria, which I believe Ekman Kachi won.
That's right.
The World Predator World 10 Ball, just recently in Las Vegas.
I don't know, George. He may be the most consistent player in the world, in my mind. I have to.
Kachi?
Yeah, I really got to think it over.
You got it, Vince. I can hear it.
Yeah, I got to think it over, but you know, you got Filler, guy who, I mean, Shane's awesome too. I mean, there's all awesome, right? That's a tough thing to say, what I was just about to say, but when Filler gets down in there, George, you know, he wins, right? But seems to me Kachi's down in there a little more often than maybe anybody. Doesn't always win it, but
he's always in it.
Man, it seems like it. I mean, when he exits early in a tournament, it's very, very surprising.
And he'll fight his way through too. He doesn't just, you know, walk away with it.
Yeah, he's getting better at that break. The timing's getting better. Poured in 2 again. Yeah, like, you know, at the World 10 Ball, Kachi didn't make the diamond, right? So he was late coming into the country. Not late, but, you know, his travel restrictions and stuff like
he
that,
didn't get there till later. He couldn't be there for the diamond. That was too bad. I would have loved to see him in this format.
Yeah, and I'm sure you will, but you know, he played in Austria actually. But
that's quite a lockup right there.
Yeah, speed's perfect.
Locked him up just right up against the ball.
Yeah, he's running out and playing perfect safeties, but
well, both these gentlemen had a first round match, and so being that it's the second round, let's take a look at the bracket and see exactly what they did prior to this match.
I wouldn't doubt Thorsten got a bye. You said he was 4th seed, 4th ranked?
Yeah, he's 4th ranked, so he's up there.
Yeah, only 60 players, so 4 byes. I wouldn't doubt he was one of the players to receive a bye. Got to give him 2 rails here, and you got to let it spread a little bit. You may hit the 3rd rail first, right between the 1-9. He's going way long. Good effort. Is he going to get a rail with the cue ball?
I'm sorry. Torsten had a bye. James Davee beat Shamal Al-Azawi.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
One of the Kuwait players.
That was I think it went to a shootout. Maybe not. And he wants a little bump here off this in rail. Good 6 or 7 inches probably. Doesn't need a lot since he's close to it, but yeah, you can see a little grimace there, a little flat. Now the good thing about it, he can go by the 5-9 and take a little cut on the 4. He's playing so good. Yeah, you can see he wanted a little more angle on this 3 just to come between the 10-5 maybe down, but Thorsten's a smart man. Yeah, that's the shot I saw, right between the 5-9 and take the cut. You have a real clear center of the table for the most part, so the 10 could, you know, and
yeah, if you draw the ball, try going 2 rails with draw.
Well, here the 10 could obstruct the cue ball, but you figure him to come between them and back up for the 5.
The way he's cueing the ball, he should miss it completely there. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, not only that, he's pretty much hitting on all cylinders. I think so.
Yeah, Torsten's looking good.
Yeah, not slowing down one bit.
Not breaking stride. You might just come all the way over for a short rail, short side.
No.
No, he was perfect.
Yeah, he was good.
I thought he had a little thinner cut than that, so he might come just straight over. And game number 2. And we'll be back after this break. With a 2-game lead, Torsten to break in this race to 4. 2-0 he leads. And won the first set 4-1. Won the first 3 games before James Davee was able to put one together. Let's watch his break here. 2-ball track straight into the side pocket. The A-ball track close, but not much of a shot on the 1. Bank shot maybe? You think he'll take it on? Or will you play safe behind the 3-5?
Yeah, maybe behind the 4 with the cue ball 2. I don't know if he can reach the... Maybe he can lean over and reach the left edge of the 1. Trying to run the cue ball. Pretty natural to go behind the 4. If the 3 was open more, like easy position, I think he banks this in just because...
Well,
when these players are so close to it, they feel like they're just going to be so accurate, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to be playing safe, but I wouldn't mind banking this one ball because if you bank the one in, you're going to get shape on the 3. Your cue ball's going to the side pocket. Isn't it?
Well, it's pretty tight. He kind of has to cut it and like stun it over. He might get over here behind the 4 though and get shape like that. So is he going to squeeze this up on the 3 like he's done like a few of the safeties?
Well, I like to call that a safety in disguise when you put him up over a ball, because really it takes away it makes it hard to do anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, cueing is a big deal.
Sure.
The rail is the first one that's tough. Over the ball is the next one that's tougher. So he's got another tough kick, and I don't know if he. Yeah, that looks long to me. So tough kick shot, but definitely one that James would like to have back, I would think.
He's not getting many opportunities at the table, that's for sure. His time has been extremely limited.
Now Thorsten's going to lightly stun draw above the 4, trying to get near that side pocket on the rail. I don't think he goes past the side. You know, he might drift a little past the side. Oh, it looks like he is going to draw past.
Yeah.
Watch out, side pocket. Oof. That's why I think I would have just stayed on this side of the side a little bit.
I know what you're saying. I saw that, and I saw where he wants to go with the cue ball, where he probably would want to go, and that the line was right at the side pocket. The safe line was to the side pocket, except there was a deep hole there.
That's got to go a little bit. He's going to get on the 4, but he's not happy the way he's going to be cueing. So, got to hit a nice shot here to come between the 8-10. If he catches the 10 fully, he holds shape, but if he probably doesn't want to hit the 10 with the cue ball here. Oh, great shot there. That's going to be a little heavy. Well, it's real close. I think he's got it, though.
Gosh. I think he just go ahead and jump this ball.
Well, yeah, if he's a little hooked. He probably uses a full cue as well if he needs to, but I think he's got it, really. Maybe a hair of inside English just to make the 5 grab a little bit more. Nice shot. Maybe a slight swerve there.
He's got to work these balls around. You know, earlier in the match, I mentioned their rankings of their Pro Series ranking, which has its own point and ranking system. The winner of each event, and this is the 4th, gets a free entry. Oh, and he's in trouble here, huh, Jeremy?
Yeah, and Thorsten rolled the ball and missed the 6 a little heavy to the top part of the pocket. And Davee just really hasn't had much. What he has had on openings, he's done real well, I thought, but it's either been Thorsten playing really perfect and running out and then perfect safeties, or really hadn't been many misses, but this miss right here has left Davee not much of a shot.
Yeah, where's he going to kick to? The best he can probably do here is kick this ball full. He catches the bottom rail, comes up a little bit, and the cue ball remains maybe close behind the 9 ball. It's tough.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
It came out, so it's going to be tough.
I liked his effort, though.
Yeah, the speed was good, too.
You know, if the speed's a little better, he's probably got it. So, kind of learned something right there.
Well, he's back to on his way for this 3rd game of the 2nd set.
Watch out, 10 ball here. Oh, he's easing it. Nice shot. Pretty comfortable, Thorsten is. I thought he might go like between the 8-10 and back up a little bit.
Well, he's gotten good on this 8-ball.
Yeah, he can drop for the side on the 9, just because that's the way it lays. Yeah, just like that.
And a good place to make quick work of these 2 balls. And while he does that, and maybe in between while they're racking, whoa, cue ball.
A little downward strike here. It's like a center with a little light stun.
Getting back to the point I was making is the top 6 players in the points ranking win a spot into that Predator World 10-ball. It's $130,000 added this March of 2022, and there's only 4 events, so 4 players win by that, and of course 6 total players will also have a spot in this tournament. And those players would be Roland Garcia, Roberto Gomez are already, if it ended today, Roland Garcia, Roberto Gomez, Torsten Hohmann, Mika Immonen, Carlo Biado, and Edgy Geronimo would have a spot and be invited to this this tournament.
Well, let me ask you something.
Sure.
You know, like a Carlo Biado is already in the World 10-ball, I would assume, with his ranking. And, of course, you win the U.S. Open and everything else, Thorsten Hohmann, guys like that. Now, if they already had qualification for it, does it move down towards
I believe it's the
players?
6 players. I believe it's the top 6 players regardless. But, yeah, if they and you make a good point because, for instance, the 3 winners the Arizona Open was Federer Gorst, then Kunlin Wu won the Diamond Las Vegas, and of course Aloysius Yap won the Michigan. They're automatically in. But you see, they're not in the top 6. So it's those 3 plus these 6.
Right. Well, that's not what I mean, though. What I mean is, you know, the rest of the tournament is formed by rankings and invites, correct? So you would think that a lot of these guys qualify through that. So I was just wondering if maybe it went on to, you know, you say, let's look at that list. Carlo Biado again. Definitely, if he wasn't in this top 6, he would be making the World Predator World 10-ball anyways because of his rankings, right? So I'm wondering if it maybe moves on if that person's already qualified.
That'd be nice.
Or maybe it works the other way.
I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe it works the other way, which maybe makes sense to where if Carlo is getting in on a spot like this, that pushes it further down the line for somebody ranked high enough that wasn't going to make it. Now they'll make it through rankings. So either way, it probably makes sense.
That was a nice kick by James. He just left the thin cut on the 1 ball for the side.
Yeah, he can go around this 5. He probably wants to spin this a little bit and kind of wrap the corner a hair. Come in between the 3-5. That way he didn't get too thin on the 2. Yeah, like that. Nice shot. Touchy shot because he's got to hit close to that corner pocket.
Yeah, anytime you're traveling in that direction, a little bit more draw and he goes right in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's where the players play a little different some. Like an Efren right there, right? He wouldn't have drew it at all. He would have played heavier.
Straight up.
No, he'd have played heavier spin and hit the 1 heavier.
Oh.
Like threw it more, basically, you know, to create that line on the cue ball rather than like draw off of the 1 so much. So it's just kind of like how you play. Thorsten's a little bit more of somebody that stuns the ball. So he wouldn't want to play with a heavier spin. He would rather use a little bit of the draw to create the line. Hell of a shot regardless. A little body movement there that we haven't seen the entire match. And again, James just really not getting much love whenever Thorsten finally does make a mistake.
Yeah, actually, I kind of like the shot he has. I would try to cross bank it and bring the cue ball down for the 4. And if my speed's halfway decent, I might be able to keep it behind the 6-10.
I think you got to hit it with inside to beat the kiss, though, George. So, a lot of spin. Tough shot.
It is a tough shot. It just...
I think he's going for the upper corner. Going to try and.
It's hard to get that cue ball around for position on this 4 ball from where he's at.
Yeah, I think he just wants to somehow get to. Oh, and now he's called the cross corner. So watch for the kiss on the cue ball here. A double kiss.
Yeah, double kiss. Yeah,
unless he puts a lot of inside English. Oh, he got by it. Nice shot. Kind of hit it a little thinner, let's say, but.
And actually missing it on the pro side of the pocket got it back to a halfway safe position, but I think he's going to find himself behind the 6. Or is he going to come all the way down here?
No, he's going to keep it simple.
Yep.
Something you can learn right there. Most of the time, don't even worry about trying to come up on the 6.
On top of the ball?
Yeah. And it's easy to get involved in that because you're like, oh, man, the guy's going to jump it in. You know, you're worried about all kinds of things, right? Well, if he jumps it in, he jumps it in. Now this 3-4 got close to dead, but it doesn't look playable.
Keep in mind, folks, the next U.S. Pro Billiard Series event is in Tucson, Arizona, my hometown, January 12th through the 15th.
And he called that 4 cross corner.
Wow. At the luxurious Casino del Sol Hotel and Casino down there. Let's see if James can do some work here and find his way to force us to a shootout. He's got to have to string 4 games in a row. I would just go ahead and pocket this ball and just stay in that area. I wouldn't move the cue ball around too much.
He rolled it, which was surprising to me.
I thought you could just draw it in the
To
side.
the side
Yeah,
rail,
sure. That's what I would play it.
He hit it great, though.
Yep. Let's see a shot. I think he'd roll here, or just hit high English and go 2. He's going to come across, just like that. That's perfect. Just a matter of preference there. Actually, I like the way he played that.
Yeah.
I much prefer that.
Yeah, it was pretty full to be trying to go high ball with top inside there. Well, you can see he's got the skills.
Oh, yeah.
Straight shooter, works the ball.
It looks comfortable at the table. But I'll tell you, he's like about 6'5", and that cue looks so small in his hands.
Oof, got that a little wide, but got it down.
And he says, we're going to make a game of it.
Yeah, and ironically, all the guys playing with extensions and whatnot, and James, tall man, it's like you said, 6'5". He's just playing with a standard length cue.
I've seen a lot of these companies making like a 3-inch extension for the players in the middle. You can put it in the middle of the cue or at the end. And, somebody's 6'5", I could definitely see him using that 3-inch extension to so the cue fits in his hands better, and there's better balance.
What you're used to,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's
like yourself,
you played pool a long time. But.
Like you went to a 30-inch shaft.
Yeah.
Some people go to a 30-inch butt and a 30-inch shaft for the 2 extra inches.
Right. All right, our third look at James breaking the balls.
One ball to the side. That was nice. He's going to. If the 8 ball helps him out here, it didn't.
He's going to get a pretty easy safety.
Yeah, just roll.
Yeah.
He just rolled it right behind the 8.
A really nice torsional kick across the table. Somewhat lightly, I think. Could kick at it firm, I guess, but. go, James. Going to get ball in hand.
And the clock starts. I'm surprised he's not coming off the rail. There you go. Just to get off the rail a little bit.
He wants to get pretty heavy on the 2 unless he wants to work the cue ball multiple rails to get to the 3, but
he just has to work his way to the middle there.
Yeah. Now he's going to get a little thinner on this 3 than he wanted. Not saying he can't work his ball around the table, and good thing for him, the 6 is very accessible. So if he gets a little thin, a little long on the 4, he can just maybe go forward, get on the 6 in the side. But so he's got to hit before the side, above the 9 a little bit, it looks like, to go 4 rails, or somewhat of 4 rails for the 4 in the same pocket. Yeah, just like this. He's going to only catch 3, but that'll do. Guy plays pretty solid.
709 Fargo compared to Torsten Hohmann's 790. Torsten is one of 11 players in this tournament with a Fargo rate of 790 or higher. Keep in mind that Fargorate is a title sponsor of the event and the only rating system to compute amateur and professional player rankings worldwide, placing everybody on the same scale. They also have a league management system called LMS, scoring apps, and all this is available for free to league players.
Looks like he's putting a little inside, not really needed, but should be okay.
Just sometimes, you know, I found that after I started using a lot of inside English, when I start using it, I found it as a crutch to aim the ball better.
Oh, okay.
And so I think that might be the case.
Whoa,
my.
Yeah, he's had a great tempo the entire time with the stroke, and just got a little quick there. Yeah, draws the ball fine. No reason to go at it. Just a little quick.
That's going to cost him the match.
He'll be back. Well, Thorsten Hohmann will cost him the match, I think. A great match by James Davee and Thorsten Hohmann. They'll both be back. We'll be back at 1:30.